Back live to Florida's Gulf Coast now. We learned Portsmouth-based Mercy Chefs will deploy today to help with relief efforts there. Florida officials asked the organization to be the primary feeder at the State Emergency Operations Center.
And check this out, brand new video coming from overnight. Planes tossed like toys by a pair of tornadoes near Miami. The tornadoes also uprooted trees and brought down power lines. Late last night, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis issued this stern warning.
If you are in an evacuation zone, particularly in those southwest Florida counties, your time to evacuate is coming to an end.
The governor says more than 30,000 linemen are standing by, ready to respond. Already, several thousand people are in the dark.
And that's the reality in Cuba right now. Slammed yesterday by Ian, the entire island lost power despite the hurricane making landfall in western Cuba. So work is underway to gradually restore service to the country's 11 million people. And back here at home, the threat of Ian's remnants forced organizers to cancel the Suffolk Peanut Fest parade. Other events will still go on, though.
But across Hampton Roads, crews are taking steps to get ahead of the storm. Casey Baylor joins us now live. Casey, what could we see in our area?
Well, Eugene, we know flooding is a big possibility here in Hampton Roads, which is why here in Norfolk, emergency crews have already started fueling up the trucks and filling up sandbags in preparation for the heavy rain that's expected to come our way. Now, we spoke with Dr. Jessica Whitehead, the executive director of ODU's Institute for Coastal Adaptation and Resilience. She says it's a bit early to tell how much rainfall we could see, but models indicate anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain. She says high tide is expected Saturday afternoon, which could mean flooding in low-lying areas prone to ponding.
On top of the rain, we have the winds. So we've got a high pressure sitting up over New England. That's going to lead to onshore flow, and that pushes the water in from the Atlantic into the bay. On top of it, it's a new moon. So we already have higher than normal astronomical tides.
And officials with Norfolk Public Works will be out all week to clear the storm drains where it normally floods. And as you know, those main focus flooding spots that Public Works are working on, East Ocean View, downtown, Ghent, and Brambleton. We're live in Norfolk. I'm Casey Baylor for 13 News Now.
All right, thanks for that information, Casey. And to recap, the biggest threats here at home are heavy rain and flooding. We're not going to see anything like the images you're seeing out of Florida. Now, still, Ian is a good reminder to know your zone. A lot of you are clicking on 13newsnow.com for this story about knowing your zone. Coastal Virginia uses a 4-tier system, zones A, B, C, and D. And when a storm approaches, officials will determine which zones are most at risk. Then they'll give directions to people in those zones. It could mean a short trip to higher ground or heading out of town entirely. Now, here's one way to stay weather aware. Point your phone right now to the left side of that screen at that QR code. It'll take you to our hurricane guide where you can find very important information to stay safe.